Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about what goes into making a plan for my clients, because I feel like a lot of people maybe don't know how in-depth it is or how in-depth it should be. So let's talk about it. So the first thing that I do is I get on a call with my new client and we talk about kind of goals wise, where they're at, what they're wanting to do. And also questions like, when was the last time they've been in a gym? When was the last time they followed a nutrition plan or a workout plan? Anything like that. Because what that does for me is it gives me an idea of where they're at and where I can start them. Obviously, if somebody is familiar with the gym, I can give them more advanced things to do rather than somebody who maybe has never set foot in a gym before at all. Or somebody who wants to start working out at home and then transition into a gym. Things like that are really important to know so that I can really design a workout plan that suits their needs for right now, and knowing that it can then change as they get better. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we talk about nutrition-wise if there's anything weird. So if there's any food allergies or if there's any, health conditions like diabetes, being pre-diabetic, high cholesterol, all that jazz. And then the next thing I do is I will, after the call, send them intake forms. So this is essentially just kind of gives me a rundown of what their overall health is, if there's anything that I need to be aware of, just so that then I have it on file. So then if there's ever an issue, we can always go back and take a look at that. So that's initially how it starts. From there, I build out both a workout plan and I call it a meal prep guide, because I don't like the term nutrition plan because it tends to have a negative connotation to it. And so what I like to do is give my clients suggestions for their breakfast, their lunch, their dinner, and their snacks, and then let them shift those as they need to. And I find that this is a little bit more helpful because it makes them feel a little bit more comfortable if they're not used to following a nutrition plan, but it also doesn't feel quite as overwhelming, because sometimes when you get a nutrition plan and it says, you need to eat X amount of this, X amount of that, it can get very overwhelming, especially if you're new to that world. So I like to break it down a little bit so that we take the overwhelm out of it. Same thing with the workouts. I will typically, depending on, again, if we're working with injuries or things like that, I will take a different approach, more like a physical therapy approach. But if we're starting with a clean slate and somebody is brand new, typically what I will do is give them 3 to 4 days worth of workouts, and I will divide them up based on what muscle groups should be worked together and which shouldn't. Now, there are different ways to do it, but the reason that you don't want to work certain muscle groups on the same day is because you tend to over fatigue, and especially if you're new, you're already going to be sore, so you don't want to be extra sore. And so what I do from there is I make a big fancy PDF for them that has all the food stuff, all the workout stuff. I include some tips and tricks, especially for my newbies, just to help them get started and to help them feel more comfortable, regardless of if they are at home, in a gym, wherever it might be. So I hope that this was helpful. Drop any questions you have in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye, guys.